and car companies are struggling to find a way to turn things around. Today we're going to take a look at how GM will go bankrupt and whether or not Ford has any chance of survival. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Everything Tesla Stock. It's been an interesting ride for automakers this year. On one hand, we've got GM, which seems to be crumbling under the pressure of declining sales and ever-increasing debt, while Tesla continues to post almost impossible growth numbers, seemingly immune to any economic turbulence. Cathie Wood, the head of ARK Investments and a strong supporter of Tesla, predicts bankruptcy for rival automakers General Motors and Ford. The investment expert stated it's going to be awfully difficult for these companies to manage during the next 5 to 10 years, adding that they might have to combine with another company or face bankruptcy. If Tesla is the first to be successful in autonomous vehicles in the United States, Wood says, "We're beginning to believe that not only will Tesla take the largest share of the electric vehicle market, but we also believe that it could take 20 to 25% of the total auto market in the next 5 years. Wedbush Securities' Daniel Ives, MD and Senior Research Analysis, was having none of General Motors' excuses for underperformance in its second quarter earnings. The automaker's stock dropped more than 4% recently after it reported mixed Q2 results. It's time to walk the walk and not just talk the talk for GM, he tweeted, as he warned GM to course-correct its product or supply chain strategy, otherwise it could derail the EV strategy on 23-24. According to GM, supply chain issues and semiconductor shortages are continuing to wreak havoc on automakers around the world. The company's net income dropped 40%, causing shareholders and analysts to lose faith. The company has stated that it is already taking steps to balance out the pressure from inflation, such as slowing down hiring and cutting back on other expenses. Several other analysts have expressed similar dissatisfaction with GM's performance. Some even predicted that the global automaker would fail and go bankrupt, especially with so many government loans on its neck. Some doubt GM's ability to transform into an EV powerhouse. Many compared its performance to that of EV guru Tesla, particularly in its ability to outperform despite a chip shortage. Some respondents even questioned GM CEO Mary Barra's constant claims that her company is going to outperform Tesla in the coming years. The ongoing chip shortage, commodity inflation, and higher interest rates have all dampened Wall Street's expectations on GM in the near term. Also, the revaluation of GM stock reflects reduced part-term expectations. Now, here's the interesting part. GM says it plans to produce 2 million EVs in 2025, including its very popular mini electric car in China, and 1 million in North America. However, some analysts believe that GM is going to fall short of that target due to a scarcity of battery materials, including lithium. Investors don't seem to have much patience with GM's slow EV ramp in the current challenging market conditions. Only 457 EVs, including 99 Hummers, were sold in the United States by GM in the first quarter of the year. The remaining 358 were Bolt sedans and SUVs, which have now started production again after significant battery recalls back in 2016. Because the Bolt is based on an older platform than Ultium, these battery problems won't continue to be an issue for GM's fully electric vehicle to be produced in the country. A significant detour in the EV race, however, resulted from GM's strategic decision to completely abandon the Bolt and develop a single adaptable platform to support its entire lineup, from passenger cars to pickup trucks. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has predicted in an earlier interview that Ford, despite having a large consumer base and a large network of dealers, may go bankrupt during the next recession, just like Chrysler and GM did. There have been many attempts to create a car company, and they've all failed. Even the ones that have had strong consumer bases, thousands of dealers, and service centers, well, they still went bankrupt in the last recession. Ford and Tesla barely made it through the last recession, and according to Musk, there's a good chance that Ford doesn't make the next recession. While Tesla has long been compared to established automakers, many people believe that the company would never overtake them. Tesla generated a meager $5.1 billion in automotive sales in the first quarter of last year, far behind GM's $32.7 billion and Ford's $34.3 billion. Tesla started to close the gap in the first quarter of this year, with car sales reaching $16.9 billion, compared to GM's $36 billion and Ford's $34.5 billion. Tesla's revenue is still about 50% behind that of Ford and GM, and if it does continue to grow its auto sales at its current rate, it might be able to catch up. Analysis predicts that this may be feasible within the next 2 to 3 years. What does this mean for EV makers like Tesla and its investors? Keep watching to find out. Tesla's automotive sales increased by 87% during the first quarter of the year. In contrast, GM sales increased by about 11% and Ford's fell by 5%. Ford probably won't keep losing sales, and GM probably won't keep expanding at this rate. With only a few notable expectations, over the past 10 years, both companies' quarterly revenue has remained consistent at about $30 billion to $40 billion annually. For the purpose of this comparison, let's use a $35% billion in auto sales as a yardstick to determine when Tesla will be able to overtake these two titans of the sector. To reach that amount, Tesla's car sales have got to increase at a rate of 27.5% per year for the following 3 years in order to catch up. Fortunately, during the company's Q1 conference call, Musk said that he was optimistic that the company can actually continue to produce vehicles at a 50% annual growth rate for the foreseeable future. Tesla will overtake Ford and GM by 2024 if that rate holds. Given that Tesla vehicles are typically much more expensive than that of Ford and GM on average, it is relatively simple to understand how Tesla will surprise them and surpass them in sales. And if it does, Tesla's next goal could be incredible, possibly 20 million units of cars produced annually. If Tesla does manage to sell 20 million units and hold a fifth of the global auto market, it will rank among the greatest business successes in recent times. Becoming the leading auto manufacturer worldwide is a difficult task. At the moment, Tesla operates 3 factories with a combined vehicle capacity of 1.05 million. Additionally, it's also got 2 factories that are currently in the early ramp stage, and they're going to increase Tesla's current vehicle production capacity by 2-fold. By doubling the output, Tesla will easily overtake Ford and GM in terms of sales by 2025. Tesla is reporting a massive increase in production all across its factories, closing in on a 2 million vehicle annual production capacity. Tesla's updated its installed production capacity across all of its plants, with the recent release of its Q2 financial results for the year, confirming a significant overall increase. Its Vermont factory increased annual production capacity by 50,000 EVs, or roughly 10% for Model 3 and Model Y output. Tesla recently announced that Vermont had produced its 2 millionth vehicle. Gigafactory Shanghai saw the biggest improvement, increasing from 450,000 to 750,000 vehicles per year, making it by far the largest electric vehicle factory in the world. Tesla addressed this in its Q2 earnings, stating, "While the Shanghai factory was shut down fully and then partially for the majority of Q2, we ended the quarter with a record monthly production level. Recent equipment upgrades will enable us to continue to increase our production rate further." Regarding its Texas facility, Tesla now claims to have a production capacity of over 250,000 vehicles annually, and it acknowledged that this was made possible by starting car production with older battery packs. The report stated, "Our Vermont factory made a record number of vehicles in Q2. We see opportunities for further production rate improvements. In Texas, we've added flexibility to produce vehicles with either a structural battery pack or legacy battery pack. The next generation of 4680 battery cell machinery has been installed in Texas and is in the process of commissioning. Factory output in Texas continues to grow." Tesla reported a deployed production capacity of more than 250,000 units for Gigafactory Berlin, but it didn't disclose much information about the facility. According to the report, Germany produced more than 1,000 Model Ys in a single week, using 2170 cells, thanks to the strong production rate improvement towards the end of Q2. The report further stated that production is expected to continue improving throughout the rest of the year. Do you think that Tesla's performance is going to improve in the coming years? Let us know down below. And if you want to know what Tesla's been up to in the last few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.